alaikum everyone, and welcome to a new video of Proud Muslima with Yara Ismail. This is my second Ramadan stories video, and if you haven't seen my first one, I'll have the link down in my video description. Today's video is going to be about a woman named Bilqis Abdul-Qaadir, and she is a hijabi basketball player. And she was she was really good with her basketball career. She was an amazing athlete, and she was about to play for the FIBA association. FIBA is a Basketball World Cup association, and if you know soccer, it's kind of like FIFA, but instead it's for basketball. And this was going to be a huge step in Bilqis' career. And she was so excited, she was so happy, until one day, one of her agents called her, and she was like, "Hey Bilqis, we got a call from FIBA saying that they don't allow any headpieces or any headgear bigger than a headband. So no headpieces, no headgear bigger than a headband." And Bilqis was like, Bilqis wears the hijab, so that's not an option for her. And she was like, "Oh, it's fine, just tell them I'm a Muslim, I'm a hijabi, it's part of who I am, it's part of my Islamic identity." And she thought it was simple, but it wasn't. FIBA said that kind of doesn't matter, our rules are our rules and we're not going to be able to change them. Bilqis was very frustrated, but she decided not to quit, and she decided to make a petition, her and another Muslim woman. And they got more than 100,000 signatures. And they thought that maybe this could make FIBA change their mind or cancel out that rule, but FIBA still said no. We're not going to change our ideas, we're not going to change our rules until the board members come together in a board meeting and they decide to cancel that rule or change that rule. And so Bilqis was still very frustrated, and she kept on emailing FIBA, her and her agent, and FIBA emailed them back, and emails were coming and emails were going until FIBA decided to completely just stop communicating with Bilqis. They ignored her, they didn't care anymore, they just absolutely stopped. And she was very confused, and she was very frustrated, and she felt as if she was stranded. And she said that when you are an athlete, your whole life is committed to something, committed to a sport. Your heart is in it. Your heart is truly in it, and your whole life is in that sport. And at that time, Bilqis was known as the Muslim basketball player. On social media, in her videos, sometimes in the streets, she was known as the Muslim basketball player. And she knows that she was a really great basketball player. But what she didn't know was if she was playing her role as a Muslim. And at that time, her non-Muslim friends told her, "Hey Bilqis, isn't your headscarf thing, isn't that just like a piece of cloth or a piece of garment? Can't you just take it off? Is it really that important to you? I mean, if you really don't want to take it off completely, you could just take it off for the few minutes of the game and then put it right back on." But Bilqis was like, "No, guys, it's not that. It's it explains my Islamic identity, and it shows who I am as a Muslim." And she gave them kind of like the Islamic textbook answer. And Bilqis said that, but she didn't really feel it. She wasn't feeling what she said. And out of all this, she was so confused, and she didn't understand what was happening. And she started questioning Islam. She started questioning Allah, and she was already starting to question the hijab. And she was just asking, she was like, why? Why would Allah do this? Why would Allah end her dream? She didn't understand. And at that time, she was already questioning Islam and questioning Allah, but all she could do was pray. So she would pray. And she was explaining that one day she prayed, and she was in sujood, when you have your forehead to the ground, and you say, "Subhana Rabbil A'la, Subhana Rabbil A'la, Subhana Rabbil A'la." So she was in sujood, and suddenly she felt like she just could not get up. She just couldn't get up. And she felt as if all the blood in her body was just moving to her head. And then she decided not to try anymore. She just decided to stay there. She didn't know what to do. And she felt like she was getting guidance, and she needed the guidance. She felt like Allah was giving her guidance, and she really needed it, so she stayed there. That prayer happened, and she finished it, and the day went on. And the next day, she got a call from an Islamic Sunday school calling her, and they were like, "Hey Bilqis, you're such a great role model for our youth and for our kids. Can you come talk to them about your success story and how you are a successful Muslim and you wear the hijab and you're proud of it?" And she was like, "Oh, okay." And she went to the Sunday school and she explained to them everything and stuff. And then a week later, another Sunday school called her, and they were like, "Hey Bilqis, our youth are so inspired by your story. You're a great Muslim role model for them. Can you come share with them your story?" And she went. And Bilqis just was kind of confused. She was like, "Why is all this good happening to me?" Since that prayer, so much good she felt was happening to her. And the biggest thing that she felt was that one day she was going to a basketball game with a few of her friends. And at that time, she used to wear her hijab in a turban style. So she didn't cover her neck. She just had it like in a turban style. And we all have those bad hijab days, and she had one of those. And her friends were like, "Come on, but please, 5 minutes, we need to go." And she was so nervous and so stressed, and so she kind of draped her hijab around her neck and just like over her head. She didn't pin it, she didn't do anything. She just had it draped around her. And she went, and she got to the court, and all her teammates and all her friends were like, "Oh my God, Bilqis, you look so pretty. Oh my God, your hijab, it's so cute. Oh my God, like the scarf on your head, you should always have it like that now." And she was so confused. She was like, "Guys, I don't even have it pinned. What do you mean it looks good?" And then she realized it. She realized she was out of nowhere, and out of all this confusion that she was in, people were telling her that she looked good in the hijab. And she realized that this confirmed to her what Allah was doing. Allah tested Bilqis with what she loved the most. He tested her with basketball. He tested her with what her heart was in, to see if she would pick Islam. And Bilqis did what was right. And she picked what Allah loves over what she loves, and she picked Islam. And she is still a hijabi to this day. And that ends our story. And what I want you guys to understand from this story is that sometimes Allah puts we would pick what we love over what Allah loves. Bilqis did what was right, and she picked what Allah loves over what she loves. And I want everyone to know that when you pick what Allah loves, He's never going to let you down. He's never, ever going to let you regret that you picked Allah over what you love. Once you pick Allah, oh my God, so much good happens. And I want everyone to take this scenario and put it with your hijab. Some people don't want to wear the hijab because they feel like it's going to make their friends hate them, or their teachers hate them, or their society or their communities won't like them, and they'll see them as bad people. And that's definitely not true. And that's what the shaitan is trying to tell you. Because the shaitan is always trying to make you do what Allah doesn't like or what Allah doesn't love. That's just, those are false ideas. People see that. People don't see what Allah loves is for them to wear the hijab. But if you pick wearing the hijab over your fears and your anxieties, Allah's never going to let you down. He's Allah. I mean, what else can I say? He's Allah. He's never going to let you down. He's never going to let you regret that you picked Him and that you decided to wear the hijab and decided to let people know you're Muslim. He's never going to let you down. He's going to put you in tests, definitely. But He's never going to make you regret wearing the hijab. And I challenge every Muslim girl who watches me, just try wearing the hijab out in public. Just try it. Do what Allah loves. And see. See if I'm right. See if Allah's going to let you down. Just see. But Allah's never going to let you down. So try it. And I promise you, He's not going to let you down. This is the end of my video. I hope you all liked it. And please stay tuned for a new Ramadan story next week.